Hi everyone, welcome back to Stamp with Anna, and today I have another project to show you using some of the new products from the just released 2019-2020 Stampin' Up! Catalog. And this is a great little card, perfect for graduation or any milestone. So the stamp set that I'm using is called Above the Clouds, and it has all of these clouds. It's two-step stamping. They're photopolymer, and there's lots of things that you can do here. You have clouds, you have a balloon, inside of a balloon, two nice outlines for the outside, and it also has three small balloons also, which have an inside and an outside, a banner, the same thing, and a flag, and a little basket as well. And it says here, you're off to great places. Life is a beautiful ride. We rise by lifting others and let your dreams soar. So you can see a lot of good potential in those sentiments. And it does have a coordinating punch, which is called the hot air balloon punch, or something like that, close to that. I'm pretty sure it's hot air balloon punch. So, So what we have for paper, I'm sorry, my camera just shifted here. I hope I'm getting in frame. What we have for paper here is one of the new in colors, and this is Seaside Spray. It is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then I have another new in color. It's called Terracotta Tile, and this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then this is Whisper White 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm also going to use the layering circles. This is, as you know, the layering circles, squares, and ovals, and now the new rectangles. They are just like my favorite dies, because you can do so much with this. You have your straight edge circles and you have your scalloped circles. When we made this card at my kickoff event in class, we used the 2-hole circle punch. Excuse me, 2-inch circle punch, but it jammed a bit, so I decided to do this tutorial using the circle framelits. So the first thing we're going to do with repositionable tape, we're going to add some tape on to the top and the bottom parts of the Whisper White, small Whisper White, okay? And now I'm going to go over to my Big Shot, and I'm going to cut this circle out. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Now I kept my die in here because I wanted to show you, you can cut with a nice tight machine, you can cut 2 layers. And I want to turn it over, and you can see that with one pass I got perfect cut. And there we go. And I'm going to pop this out. I'm going to hold on to this white piece because I do need that. So now I'm going to take this apart. I used repositionable tape, so there's absolutely no problem there. And now I'm going to do the same thing with my Terracotta Tile. I'm so sorry, tongue tied here. And I'm going to come in with repositionable tape at the top and bottom. I'm going to line this up. I'm going to press, and now I'm going to go over to my Big Shot, and I'm going to drop this in here, and I can feel when it's in there. And then I'm just going to run that through. I'll be right back. And again, I want to show you that even though I had this extra layer here, I was still able to cut that out nicely. All right. So there's that. And I'm going to put this aside for now. Now I'm going to bring in this paper here, and I'm going to put it on a piece of scrap paper, remembering to keep my circle where I had it when I originally set up the page. And using Seaside Spray and the stamp with all of the clouds, I'm going to just randomly add clouds to my project. And I want some to go off of the page off of my card just so that it looks a little more realistic. I'm going to go this way. And another set right here. And some just touching off right here. All right. And there we have our background. And I love using stamps to make backgrounds. I just think it's such a great way to use your stamps. So now we're going to put, okay, I'm going to take my terracotta tile off, and now I'm going to use regular adhesive. I'm going to use my snail, and I'm going to attach this to my Seaside spray. And you can see I'm just going to line up my circles. So you can see that right there. I'm going to drop it into where it belongs. And it should be even on both sides, top and bottom. And there we go. And now I'm going to do the same thing with my stamped background. I'm going to apply some snail. Oh, just ran out of snail. And again, I'm going to line up my circle. And because I did these one at a time and lined them up as I cut them, there really should be no problem with your alignment. And as you can see, these came out, these aligned beautifully. So there is the front of our card. Now we're going to make the inside, and I just realized I didn't cut a piece of Whisper White. Let me grab one here from my stack, and let me see if it's the right size. I like to keep a stack of 4 by 5.5 papers. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to, oh, don't have any snail. Hold on one sec. Okay, I'm back in business now. I have my snail, and I'm going to attach this to the inside of my card. Now, there's a couple different ways you could have done this. What you could have done is taken this and just made yourself a mark as to where you need to fit your, and that's how I'm going to do it, where you need to fit your sentiment. Or you can just stamp it right through this, but I know some people don't like stamping with that lip there. So I'm going to do it that way so I can ensure I'm going to get my image right where I want it. So I'm going to stamp up my stamps, ink up my stamp. I'm having a really tough day today. I'm going to ink up my stamp that says "Let Your Dreams Soar," and I'm going to drop this right in the middle here. Straight down, straight up. And not bad. I did forget to use my Pierce mat, but that's okay. It still came out good. Okay, so now I'm going to take my eraser and I'm just going to erase my light lines here. Now I'm going to put this aside, and I'm going to work on my balloon. Now remember that little piece of white that I told you needed to hang on to. This is what you're going to do with it. I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper. I have the back of my balloon, and I'm going to ink that up in terracotta tile, and I'm going to stamp off once so that when I stamp this onto this paper here, it's going to be a little lighter. It's called second generation. Okay, so there's my balloon. Now I'm going to take the outline, the decorative piece, and again I'm going to ink that up in terracotta tile, and I'm going to stand up, lean right over my stamp, and go straight down, straight up. And it's not perfect, but that's fine with me. It doesn't bother me a bit. Now, with the little basket stamp, I'm going to ink that up in soft suede. Actually, I'm not going to do that. First, I'm going to punch this out. So I'm going to take this and play with it a little bit because it is a small piece, but I didn't want to waste that little perfect round circle. So I'm going to line that up. Whoop. Nope. I had it perfectly. I'm going to line that up right there. And when I think I've got it, I'm going to punch. There's my balloon. Now I have my little piece here. I'm going to do a video one day to show you how to, and I should have done it for this, but I didn't think of it, to show you how to make yourself a template when you have these builder punches so that you don't have to do what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to stamp my basket in soft suede, and then I'm going to come in with some crumb cake, my marker, and just color that in. All right, perfect, easy peasy. Now I'm going to drop this in to where my basket is on my punch. I know it looks a lot more difficult than it is, but it really is, it does work out fine. Drop that right in there. Waste not, want not. My mother always taught me that. And there's my balloon, my basket, I mean. Perfect, okay? Now we're just going to attach all those two pieces to our card. And for that, I'm going to use both dimensionals and mini dimensionals. For my balloon part, I'm going to mount this one right here. On my card here, I mounted it up higher. And the reason was I had a smudge. So I didn't want to, I wanted to cover up my smudge. So this one here, I'm going to bring it up a little more. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the left side only of this balloon. And like I said, for that, I'm going to use the regular dimensionals because it's a bigger piece. Okay, so I'm going to cut those two out, put those two in. Okay, and again, I'm going to come down right about here. Okay, and then for my little basket, I'm going to take a mini dimensional because that fits really, really perfectly right in that basket. See that? And I'm going to put that right there. Okay, now that's pretty on itself, all by itself, but I'm not done. I'm going to bling it up a little bit because I'm going to give this to a girl. And I have some basic jewels and small ones, and I'm just going to scatter these right here. And again, design element, do things in odd numbers. So I'm going to use 3 of these. One there, and one there. And there we have it. We have a nice graduation card, or really for any occasion. There are so many different sentiments in that stamp set that you can really use it for so many occasions. So here we are. If you would like a copy of the Stampin' Up! 1920 catalog and you do not already have a demonstrator with whom you work, certainly drop me a line at www.stampwithanna.blogspot.com and I'd be happy to get one out in the mail to you. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you back here for some more projects made with some new products from the catalog. Bye-bye.